I'm your pocket filler, the parlay killer, the Northside thriller. Start the broadcast. Subscribe with a smash. The Gorilla Sports Podcast.
Hey guys, welcome into the Gorilla Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Alex Bulpin, and it is Friday, August the 16th. All right, guys, we had two plays yesterday, and we only pulled one winner down. Now, they're both plus money plays, so we won a couple of bucks, not much, but let's get into it. Rafael Devers let us down yesterday. He's the only batter of the three that didn't get us a hit. We paired it with Tyler Fitzgerald. He got a nice hit nice and early in the early afternoon for us, so we were waiting on Devers, but that didn't come through. And then we took Bryce Harper, and we paired it with Marcus Semien, and they both came through for us quite easily. So we only had the one winner yesterday. It was a small card, so I had to kind of pick and choose. Today, I love the card. There is a lot of terrific matchups versus pitchers and a lot of terrific hitting conditions today. We got wind blowing out in Philly, in Chicago, in Cincinnati, all hot days. This is going to be a good offensive day, I think, today, guys. So I have a ton of plays. So get your pens ready, get your papers ready. You might have to listen to this pod a couple of times to get them all in and to get the right guys together. So let's rock and roll. All right, our first play is we're going right back to Bryce Harper. Now, he is going versus Patrick Corbin today. And I have a couple of Phillies that we're taking today because they all crush Patrick Corbin. And Harper's got a hit in 10 of his last 12 games. He crushes left-handed pitching as it is. And also, he's 6 for 12, batting .500 versus Patrick Corbin. Love that look. And we're going to pair it with Jonathan India. As I said, hitting conditions are terrific today. He's going versus Michael Lorenzen of the Texas Rangers, and he's 3 for 3 versus him with a homer. So I like that look a lot. That was actually this year. He got 2 singles and a homer versus him. So that's beautiful. We're going to pair Harper and India together. Our next play is we're going to take Jake Burger of the Miami Marlins. Now, this guy's actually been on fire. He's got a hit in 21 of his last 26 games. He's batting .400 versus Sean Manaea. He's got a homer and a double versus him. And over the last month, he's batting .333 versus left-handed pitching. So I like that look. And he's got a low enough price that we can pair it with Jurickson Profar of the San Diego Padres. Now, I was trying to find some Padres in Colorado today. I didn't mention Colorado. The hitting conditions there today are going to be incredible. The over-under set at 11.5. If you look at some of the other players on San Diego, like Luis Arias, is minus 700 to get one hit. That is out of this world. Manny Machado's like minus 560. Merrill's minus 600. Like, these guys are out of this world. So Profar, we found at a minus 360. I like that. Now, he's gone versus Quintrell before. He's 4 for 12. So he's batting .333, and he's got 2 homers versus him. So that's a good look. And we're getting him in Colorado. So I like pairing Jake Burger and Jurickson Profar together. Our next play is we're going to take another Philadelphia Philly. We're going to take JT Realmuto. Now, this guy is 6 for 12, batting .500 with a homer versus Patrick Corbin. So perfect for him. And again, I didn't want to take the Alec Bombs and the Trey Turners as they were north of 400, minus 410, minus 420. So I like Realmuto. He's in the minus 280, minus 290 range. So that's perfect. And we're going to pair it with Xavier Edwards. Now, this guy is an absolute left-hand pitching monster. This guy crushes lefties, and he's 1 for 2 versus Sean Manaea today. So that's a good look today. So we're going to take JT Realmuto of the Philadelphia Phillies and Xavier Edwards of the Miami Marlins. Our next play is we are going to take Bobby Baseball, Bobby Witt. Now, this guy is batting .349 on the year. That's an MLB best. He's got a hit in 24 of his last 27 games. And a perfect spot to pair him with is Josh Bell today. Now, Josh Bell, we're getting him at a minus 185, so we can afford to get the minus 400 of Bobby Witt when we pair him with Josh Bell. Josh Bell's batting 3 for 10 versus his pitcher today, including 1 for 3 this year with a triple. So that's beautiful. I like pairing Witt and Josh Bell of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Our next play is we're going back to Alex Bregman. He let us down the day before, but I think he's going to have a good comeback day today. Now he's going versus the White Sox ace. And he's actually 3 for 5 with a double versus him today. So I like his look. And we're going to pair it with Stephen Kwan of the Cleveland Guardians. This guy's an absolute hitting machine, and he's 2 for 3 with a double versus Savali today. So I like Alex Bregman of the Houston Astros and pairing it with Stephen Kwan of the Cleveland Guardians. Our next play is we're going to take Freddie Freeman. This guy absolutely owns Miles Mikolas of the St. Louis Cardinals. He's 4 for 5 versus him with a homer and a double. So that's a beautiful look. And we're going to pair him with Kyle Schwarber. Now, Schwarber is actually a really low number considering the hitting conditions and considering it's Patrick Corbin. So Freddie Freeman's up in the minus 350, minus 360 range today, which is super high for him. But it's a perfect spot to pair him with Kyle Schwarber as he's 6 for 15, batting .400 with 2 homers versus Patrick Corbin today. And we got good hitting conditions. So that's a good look as well. Freddie Freeman of the LA Dodgers and Kyle Schwarber, the Philadelphia Phillies. And our last hitter parlay is we're going back to Shohei Ohtani. Also crushes Miles Mikolas. Also is 4 for 5 versus him with a double. So that's perfect. And we're going to pair with Carlos Santana of the Minnesota Twins. Now, Ohtani's up in there in the minus 400 range, minus 410 at some sites. So it's a good spot to pair him with Carlos Santana. Now, this guy absolutely crushes left-handed pitching. He's batting .308 on the year versus lefties, which is massive because he's only .240 versus righties on the year. So that's a big split for him. He loves left-handed pitching. Now, I got one last play, and it's a strikeout prop. We haven't done one of these in a while, but this one really stood out to me. I really like this one. We're going to take Ryan Nelson of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, this kid's been on fire lately. Now, the total is 5.5 strikeouts. So we need 6+. We need 6 strikeouts out of him. I found it on DK at DraftKings, and it was a +110 or +112. And so he's covered this in 4 of his last 5 starts. The one time he didn't cover it was versus Kansas City, who is dead last or number 1, however you want to look at it, versus right-handed pitching strikeouts. They do not strike out versus righties whatsoever. They're dead last or first, however you want to look at it. So he's covered this handily. He's got 9 his last game, then 7, then 9. He only got 2 versus Kansas City, but then 9 again before that. So, I mean, he is covering this very easily. So I'm actually going to look at some of his ladder plays today. So I'm going to probably put about probably 3/4 of a unit on over the 5.5. And then I'm going to use another quarter unit to kind of ladder it up. So I'll go 7+, 8+, and I'm even going to try 9+. I think I saw it at plus 850. So that's kind of a lotto that I'm going to be looking at as well. All right, guys, we got a ton of plays going today. Let's start this weekend off right. If you're rocking with me, let's roll.